children being masked while playing sports. I'm talking all children. I'm talking little, to elementary, even a little prior to that, and then all the way through high school. And I believe they're even talking some college circumstances. If the games are going, if the sports are allowed, then children have to be masked. This isn't everywhere, but this is a big deal. I mean, especially in certain states. You cannot play an organized game if you do not be fully masked as a child. Think about that. Children, when they're growing up, they need more oxygen than as your later years when you're developed. And they need that for their blood and their growth. And there's so much more to that. I'm not a doctor by any means, but I'm just saying I know what I've read and what I've experienced. And this is not good. I know the fatality rate in children and in people under 20 overall is practically zero from this thing. Zero. That's less than the flu. That's less than driving in a vehicle, riding in a vehicle, getting to the game they're going to play, or to the tournament they're going to be in, or to the practice they're going to do, or to their friend's house, or to the relative's house. The death rate is higher chance of that than it is for this thing that everyone's up in arms about, and the government is taking and clamping down and taking complete control over everything. So you think about that. I mean, I don't have children that age that are in sports. I don't have children in sports anymore. So I can't attest to doing this personally, but I can attest to what I would do and what I think should be done. It's just my opinion, of course, but I think parents need to decide if having your child play sports, if that's what they really want to do, they want to play basketball or volleyball or football or whatever the case may be, if that's what they want to do, you got to have, some sort of intervention with them and say, hey, here's the deal. This is important to you, I understand, but this is not healthy for you. And this is setting a precedent that our freedoms that we fought for and people have fought for are gone, and they're going. And once government does something, instills something, takes something away, it doesn't go back. It just doesn't. So they got to think about this. And this might be a very well learning opportunity for them to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull you guys out, and we're going to talk to other parents around and have them pull their kids out, whatever sport it is. And we're not going to go along with organized sport through the school or through whatever the deal is that are pressing this under the government mandates or under the state mandates or under the county or mayors or whatever it is. And we're going to pull them. We're not going to do this. And we're going to, as parents, get together and start our own sort of gathering for sports, whether that be volleyball or baseball or football or whatever, soccer. And we're just going to start doing games. We're going to start organizing it. And we're going to have our own sort of tournament. We're going to have our own sort of deal so you kids can still enjoy the game, still enjoy the sports, and still enjoy your friends, still enjoy playing, but not being muffled, not having to wear a diaper on your face, something that suffocates. It's a face suffocator, in my opinion. It takes away your oxygen, especially as you need it when your activity level is high. This is just beyond me. I don't understand why parents don't do this. It doesn't take anything. I mean, the parents are driving their kids there. The parents are there the whole time, for the most part. The parents are involved. Why don't you pull them, do what's healthy for your children and healthy for your children's future on a mental level, freedom level, and a health level, medical level. Pull them and get something else going. They can still play the game. They just can't play it under these circumstances. And that may be a good learning opportunity for your children to say, hey, we stood up to this tyranny. We stood up to the force of what they're trying to put down on us. We stood up to this, and that's why we chose to go this way, and this way is better, and this way is healthier, and this way is, what we choose, and those around us chose. They've chosen right. So I think that is the best way to do this. This is what I would do. It's, like I said, I'm not giving medical advice, but I'm giving advice as to what I would do or what I think would be a great option to do, especially in this great learning opportunity that we have for children to learn about freedom, to to learn about some government, to learn about what it takes, to learn about standing up for what is right, to learn about what they have to do for their own medical freedom and their own medical care and their own health overall. I mean, this is all in all, it's a great learning opportunity. Plus, it's a great way to show some force and say, hey, we're not listening to everything. You're going to listen to us, parents and our kids. You have to walk the line, toe the line as to what we want, because we're involved in this and we're giving you guys money to push this operation that is now being forced down upon us and taken away certain things from us on a freedom level. So I just had to say this. I see it happening all the time. I see, and I talk to parents and they're like, yeah, we don't agree with it. We don't agree with the mask thing. We understand, we've seen the mask thing don't really mean anything, and the parents are saying this, but we still do it because they tell us we have to, even though we don't agree with it. We think it'd be better without. We think it'd be healthier without for our children. But then I see them going along with it. They're doing it. No. You're not going to get freedom unless you fight for it. You're not going to get freedom unless you stand for it. You're not going to get anything better for your children unless you push and strive and fight and fight and fight for it. You don't have to physically fight, but you have to make a stand. Let your children see you make a stand. Do it for them. Do it for you. Do it for the future generations. I think that's what needs to be done. I think some parents start doing it. More are just going to hop aboard. And pretty soon before you know it, you guys have the power. You guys have the resources. And the children will be happy. The children will see the change. The children will see the power that their parents have. And what they're doing is good and right. And they're taking away any sort of power that the government may have that is not right. So these are just my opinions. I had to get this out because I'm seeing this happen, and they say one thing and then they're doing another. It's maddening to me. Anyways, I thank you for watching. As always, stay vigilant, protect yourself, protect your family, protect your wealth.